Welcome to Extra presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very censored. You can follow if you want to. Those who know. So that's like me paying homage to the throwback, the old edition. The regs will get it and understand. The nonverbal peeps will get it and understand. The noobs have no clue. But I guess I continue the new path for the noobs. The rise of conspiracy theorists. It's not what you think, but it is exactly what you think. And I think it's time for me to exorcise the demons. And it's not what you're thinking. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is. Regs, we back at it again. Regs, we do what we do. Regs, this feels like every single day. But it's not every single day. It just feels that way. We got this special, unique bond. Sharing is caring. We don't share everything. We don't know what to call it. We just know how it feels. One day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 1 decade, 1 century. Somebody is going to say what it is. And we are going to retroactively say it is what it always was and will be. It is. But currently, we don't know what it is. But that's fine. We will rewrite history and say it's always been that. But you can't share everything. Non-verbal communicating peeps. That's 2 shout outs in 1 program. That's 2 shout outs in 1 episode. You know it ain't for you because we communicate non-verbally and non-verbal. It is for everyone else. It is for everybody else so they can know where the standards are. The standards, the end game, or one of the end games, to be able to communicate non-verbal, to be able to just know by knowing, be able to just move about your day and let your intuition guide you to safety and where you needs to be. Noob that's still here after all of that, thank you kindly. If you wish to leave, there is the door. You can go. We don't hold hostages here. We do not hostage take here. There is none of that. Everybody that's here want to be here. And if you don't, hey, all I can say is thanks. Thank you kindly. Okay, so I know there's a rise of conspiracy theories, or that what it seems like, because I'd say now it's more possible for them to have their message amplified by a large number of reasons being, or a large number of ways that's out there and that's presented to them where they can amplify their message and conjugate together and have a vocal minority or someone to champion their cause with a large platform. It ain't nothing new. The methods, the methodology, and everything, messaging and the communication is more advanced because times are more advanced. And this is one of the unintended consequences that you get when you advance. It's one of the things that you're gonna have to deal with. So you can let it run your emotions one way or the other. You can let it control you one way or the other. You can be angry or happy, sad. You can be just about anything and let that choose your emotions for you. Or you can take the bull by the horns and you can steer it whatever direction you want to go to, but be careful. This isn't for novice. This isn't for beginners. This isn't for noobs. Sorry, noobs. You're gonna have to have some experience. You're gonna have to know what you're doing. You're gonna have to practice. But not practice perfect or practice perfection, because that doesn't exist. You're gonna have to practice to be good. You're gonna have to practice for everything. You're gonna have to be prepared for all scenarios, because you don't know what scenario you're gonna be presented with. You don't know. Ha 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 ha. Eh 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 eh. Ha. Bird like voice. However, free advice too. You shouldn't go down everybody's rabbit hole. You shouldn't go down their rabbit hole unless you know what you're doing when you go down rabbit holes. That's why I suggest you look at it as comedic value. I suggest you look at it as an alternative way to think. I suggest you take all of that stuff with a grain of salt. I mean, I mean, or you can start planning, you can start plotting, you can start thinking of your own not necessary theories of conspiracy, but you can just start, what if? What if this scenario plays out? Like, for instance, some aliens came down and wanted to see the leader. Why don't you just point them in the conspiracy theorist direction and say that's the leader? Take me to your leader. He right there. Take me to your master. He right there. Take me to the smartest person in the room. Right over there. You can start thinking of scenarios like that. Or I need to think outside the box today. I need to see about possibilities, about what if. Hey, it's possible I might be able to fly one day. Define flying, no sirree, or no sorry. You pick, you choose. I am still the one who give multiple choice. I should tone it down. I should take it back. I should make it fill in the blank so you can have your own opportunity. But right now, I'm just the narrator. Right now, I am just the narrator. Definitely not a hater. Definitely not a hater. So when it comes to conspiracy theorists and all of the rise, I just look at all of them. I just get all of them coming my direction, and I don't go down the rabbit holes, but I entertain some of them. I think about a few. If you present me with something that might be a little bit plausible, like a tenth of a percent, I'm gonna give it the time that is needed. I'm gonna give it the time that is deserved. I'm gonna make sure that I have it in the back of my mind, just in case that I'm gonna need to know when it's time to know. I don't want to be in a position where this is all of a sudden new to me. No, 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 no. Just because I don't believe, just because I am a non believer and not a true believer and one who bows or bends the knee, I still want to know or have an inkling of an idea of what's happening, what's taking place, so I can know how to move, so I can know how to make my direction, so I can know how to counter move, so I can be prepared for just about any and everything that's dealing with said scenario that might be presented. That's how I'm looking at this. That's how I'm looking at this. Because if let's just say that tenth of a percent turn into 99.9%, and I am just all over the map, all over the place, don't know if I'm coming or going or coming, up or down. I'm just in a maze, in a daze, in a haze, and just trying to figure things out on the fly. It'd be good. Um, it'd be good if I was. trying to challenge myself and definitely preparing myself for being comfortable with being uncomfortable. But there's other things that I'm doing for that. There's the I would like to be prepared. I know I can't prepare for all of them, but most of them, about 90%. 90% is the goal. 90% is the end game. I'm trying to know at least 90% of it. So when it comes up in, let's just say, a awkward conversation, because I mean, seriously, if it's just a regular old conversation, then there's no point and there's no need to call it a conspiracy because a conspiracy, by definition, I think, is something that's somewhat secretive, somewhat hidden. So if everybody's talking about it and everybody knows about it, how is it actually a conspiracy? I move forward. I continue on. Please, if I'm making too much sense, you might as well just eject now because it might not get any better. In fact, it's going to get a little bit worse. It's going to get a little bit, wait for it, badder. And I mean badder by every sense of the word because I'm adding the ER. Why not? Why not? So if this comes up in, a conversation that doesn't happen too often, you can make many moves. You have many options at your disposal. If you new to this and if you just don't know what to do and if you just not built a certain way, I suggest you just nod your head, glaze your eyes over, go to your happy place, hold your tongue, hold your hands, do something to get that little extra out of you. It needs to go somewhere. And it doesn't need to come out. It doesn't need to go to the brain. It needs to be released through one of your extremities. It needs to be released through you going to somewhere where you feel comfort. It needs to be released with something that can get you to your happy place as soon as possible, assuming you can't escape. Because escaping is probably one of, if not the best way forward for you since you are new to this and you just don't understand how to move. But if you understand how to move and you somewhat a vet at the game, you can entertain it. You can provide some feedback. But I suggest you don't challenge. I suggest you just lay back in the cut because if you challenge, there might be some things that can take place and happen that you ain't prepared for, that I ain't prepared for happening to you. And I don't want to say that it was my fault. Uh-uh. So you move, you better be, you, you just don't do it. Don't challenge. Now, if you are one who enjoys, if you are one who know how to move beyond a veteran of the game, beyond a vet, you are an expert upon expert upon expert. You know what to do. I don't even have to tell you. It's like we got this non-verbal connection, but this is going to be for everybody else. You don't necessarily have to challenge. You can just present ideas. You can just present scenarios that just basically make those thoughts, make those sayings, make those words seem a little bit not correct. Not correct in their eyes because it's already not correct. It's already a little fish. It's already something that's undigestible to you and everybody else. But doing and saying something to get said person who's presenting this intel to you to question at least something, you won. You can just walk away from that. You can just drop that bomb and keep it moving. Drop that bomb or stay and watch it just melt and burn down everything. And that's if you like seeing destruction. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it how they feel. You can see it how or understand how they're moving from that point on. You just destroyed something. And if you destroying something, and if you are one who destroys in that sense of the word, in that way, you best be built that way. Because if you ain't, sleeping at night is going to be hard for you. You're going to be up in a corner, up in the night, in the dark, saying to yourself, not out loud, not out loud, what did I do? Why did I do it? I don't feel good about that. I wish it was different. I wish it was another way. But experts won't do that. Experts suggest put their head on their pillow, close their eyes, and voila, they sleep. Voila, they sleep. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Be sure to check out the website at extravdgsports.com. That is xtravdgsports.com. If that was too fast for you, there's a button that makes it go slow and takes it back to the beginning. You're welcome. You're welcome. There's a YouTube as well, and that is Xtra VDG, Xtra VDG. Like, subscribe, share, basically do whatever it is you do there. And for those small percent of you that want to dip your toe in comedy that's combined with sports, VDG Sports. Like, subscribe, share, YouTube, or vdgsports.com if you want to read it. I'm not going to say you're welcome on that because that's a humble brag, by the way, even if it's not. Noob that made it here, I got a trophy with your name on it. Just reach out virtually and tell me your name so I can put it on this trophy and send it to you. Regs, you know what time it is, but I'm not going to give it to you. I just might. One day, 1 year, 1 century. But it ain't this one. Peace out.